Hi everyone! So for my Antigone concept board, I created an abstract representation of the conflict between state law and divine law. I didn't use like literal characters or anything because I wanted to focus more on the ideas, especially how power and family kind of break apart throughout the play. So first, looking at the color and line, I split the board into two different worlds. On the left side, the gray and the black color represent the city of Thebes and King Creon's cold, strict authority. I use a straight wooden stick here as kind of like a wall or a boundary that couldn't be crossed. And that shows how Creon's laws are very rigid and how he refuses to change his mind, even when it starts hurting the people around him. On the right side, I used a more brown and earthy tone and textures to represent the natural world and Antigone's beliefs. This side shows her loyalty to her brother and her connection to divine law, which is more about doing what's morally right instead of just following the rules, as we learn. In the middle, the most important element, which I ended up putting on both sides, is the red line that I made out of ripped paper. This line represents the family bloodline, and I physically tore and cut it into pieces to show how the family becomes broken. It reflects how Creon's pride and decisions don't just affect the state, they actually destroy his own family even. So when the state tries to stay controlled and perfect, it's the family that ends up falling apart. To add some texture, I used some crumpled gray plastic on Creon's side to represent the rocky vault where Antigone is trapped, and I placed it on his side on purpose because her punishment is a direct result of his choices and what he chooses to do. The rough, almost suffocating texture is meant to feel uncomfortable and heavy almost, like the tragedy itself, and it kind of shows how his need for control leads to that outcome. Also, on the other side, I added some loose gems and beads and a piece of white fabric near the center to represent the burial. Even though it was considered illegal, I made it shiny and noticeable to show that it came from love and respect, not so much rebellion. So overall, my board shows that even though Creon tries to keep everything in a straight, controlled line, it ends up leading to something broken and very messy, I guess. His need for order actually destroys the very thing that he should have been protecting, which is his family. And thank you so much for listening to this. I hope you enjoyed my board and my abstract thoughts that I put into it.